Welcome to Part 4, Documenting Personal Social Development. Here is a list of the P4 indicators that fall under the domain of personal and social development. What we know is many of these indicators are easy to just link to other valuable evidence. If you remember in Part 2, with Alex's observation, we could easily link demonstrate self-confidence, self-direction. You could even bring in managing transitions as he ran to get that marker, following classroom rules and routines, interacting easily with one or more children, and familiar adults. So many of these indicators are ones that you can just not try to create an activity in order to upload evidence for this domain. Several of them are going to be a little bit more difficult though. So we need to think about how you can document these other types of indicators. And hopefully you are planning activities. As you know from new lead teacher training, personal social skills in the beginning of the year are some of the most important things that we should be working on. The purpose of this session is really to talk about how to document challenging behavior. So we mentioned writing notes that are factual and detailed and always staying positive. So how do we do that when it comes to challenging behavior? Take a look at this note. Kai was terrible today and got really angry when I told him it was time to go outside. This is probably a daily occurrence with Kai, and he probably was terrible, and he probably did get angry. But that is not helpful, that is not factual, that is actually our opinion when we say he got really angry. So again, when we enter evidence into work sampling, we need to keep the information factual. Just stick to the facts. Here's a better example. When Kai was reminded it was time to go outside, he ran to the large group rug and sat down with his back to the room and said, "I don't like it outside and I'm not going." That is actually better information to really be able to help Kai if you see that behavior occur over and over. So, how do you document personal social behavior when a child is exhibiting challenging behavior? Write a note that is objective, stating exactly what happened. Include very specific information on what the child did and said, and make sure you include those facts and not your opinion. We have this behavior rating sheet that you might find helpful. It identifies specific times of the day the behavior is happening, along with the intensity. And you can see how it's explained at the bottom of that form. So if you have one or two children in your classroom, this is an individual behavior rating. You can put the child's name there at the top and the week, and then go throughout the day and have you or your assistant teacher really pay close attention to the times of day when the child is exhibiting that challenging behavior. While it does appear to happen all day long, you will notice particular times of the day that it might be more intense or more troublesome. This is going to allow you to really hone in on those times. Possibly you or your assistant teacher can really shadow the child during that times. For instance, transitions are often more chaotic and really get some children going. You may notice that you really need to be by that child's side during that time, or possibly bring them into another part of the room where they're not too close in proximity to other children if they often get hurt. You may also notice that behavior occurs on certain days of the week. This is not uncommon. And until we take the time to really document when that behavior is happening, we're not really sure when it is. So an example is a teacher who did use this documentation sheet and noticed overwhelmingly that the child had more behavior problems on Tuesday and Wednesday. And it turned out that the mother had classes on Monday and Tuesday nights and was with a sitter and was not sleeping well. So children coming to school when they are overtired often have more extreme behaviors than they normally would. So let's practice. Why don't you think about a child in your classroom that has a recurring challenging behavior? And let's write a note about that specific incident. Take a moment to do that. All right, let's see how you did. Take a look at your note. Was your note objective? Was it very specific and factual? Hopefully that means you did not put your opinion in there. Could you share this information with an administrator? If you have extreme challenging behavior, this is something you should be talking to your administrator about. Also, is this something that you could share with the child's family? Partnering with the family for challenging behavior is crucial. You don't want to send behavior sheets home every day to report every incident that occurs, but you can create scripted stories or come up with some specific activities and games for that child to teach how they can handle that frustration and anger. Hopefully, this has helped you understand how to rate personal social development indicators and gives you some insight into documenting challenging behavior.